It's a new era in Atlanta and Falcons fans are ready to dust off that dirty bird. Michael Penix Jr. has taken over as their quarterback and he looks cool, calm and collected. After finishing the season strong last year, taking over mid-season for Kirk Cousins, he impressed coaches this off-season. Rumour has it, he only threw one interception over the entirety of training camp, something that Sunday Night Football commentators were raving about after a recent win in primetime against a good Minnesota Vikings team. It is now clear that it's Michael Penix Jr.'s turn at the helm, and after leading his team to a statement win, the future is looking brighter than the lights at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium during Super Bowl 53. And with a quarterback who's unafraid of bright lights, the fans are feeling like they could be back in the big game soon. Coaches for the Falcons have been raving about Michael Penix Jr.'s decisiveness and sharp throwing mechanics, as well as his ability to run and move outside of the pocket. He's giving flashes of another legendary left-handed mobile Falcons quarterback in Michael Vick, and Atlanta fans are hoping he has a similarly high ceiling. Just like the former #1 pick, he has one of the fastest releases in the NFL, a cannon for an arm, can run when is needed, and is keeping his turnovers low. Everything you want to reboot your franchise with. So let's take a look at Michael Penix Jr.'s journey and how he became the face of a franchise and the new leader of the Atlanta Falcons. Before he was selected as the 8th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, he was a collegiate star and even a dark horse Heisman hopeful in his final season. In college, Penix played first at Indiana from 2018 to 2021 before he transferred to Washington for the 2022 and 2023 seasons. With the Hoosiers, his efforts were often interrupted by injuries. Nonetheless, he showed promise, and the biggest thing, he showed grit. His big breakout came after moving to Washington, where in 2022 he threw for 4,641 yards, 31 touchdowns and only 8 interceptions, completing about 65% of his passes. His high touchdown to interception ratio, as well as his arm talent, caught the attention of NFL scouts. They noticed that even though Penix was accustomed to throwing the ball downfield frequently, he was still accurate. Usually, college quarterbacks who air it out as frequently and fearlessly as Penix did commit way more turnovers. But his ability to make good decisions and deliver as a thrower made him especially dangerous. In 2023, he took another leap forward, throwing for 4,903 yards, 36 touchdowns and just 11 interceptions, earning him the honour of being in the race for the Heisman Trophy, awarded to college football's biggest star. Michael Penix Jr.'s 2023 season at Washington was defined by high-stakes moments, where his arm and poise under pressure lifted the Huskies. The turning point came in October against Oregon, one of their fiercest rivals in the Pac-12 Conference. Penix orchestrated a dramatic drive that ended in a go-ahead touchdown, on the way to a 36-33 victory. He threw for over 300 yards that day, showcasing the blend of deep ball precision and quick decision-making that made him such a dangerous quarterback. That win not only kept Washington's perfect record intact, but also announced Penix as a legitimate Heisman contender. The rivalry with Oregon would again reach a crescendo in the Pac-12 championship game. Facing the Ducks for a second time, and with a playoff berth on the line, Penix delivered another signature performance. He threw for 319 yards, earning MVP honours in a 34-31 victory. And it wasn't just his stat line that was impressive, it was the command of the offense in high leverage moments, keeping Washington composed as Oregon pressed late. By defeating a top 5 opponent twice in the same season, Penix cemented Washington's place among the nation's elite, and proved himself as one of the most clutch quarterbacks in college football. That set the stage for the Sugar Bowl, a college football playoff semi-final matchup against Texas. Under the brightest lights, Penix played his best football of the year, torching the Longhorn secondary for 430 yards and 2 touchdowns in a 37-31 win. With pinpoint throws downfield and total control of the tempo, he carried Washington into the national championship game, completing an undefeated 13-0 regular season run along the way. Though the Huskies fell short in the title game, Penix's performance across these defining wins etched his season into school history, marking him as one of the most impactful quarterbacks ever to wear the purple and gold. A big part of Penix Jr.'s success is his arm strength and quick release. In college, this allowed him to stretch defenses and attack anywhere on the field. When a quarterback has the arm strength to get the ball down the field and do it in a hurry, it can be demoralizing to both pass rushers and defensive backs. Coupled with his toughness and mobility, this allows him to extend plays, putting pressure on the defense in a myriad of ways. This is exactly what scouts for the Atlanta Falcons banked on when they moved up in the draft to get him. A controversial move at the time that so far is showing to be the right one. Early in his NFL career, Michael Penix Jr. has shown flashes of the same traits that made him a star at Washington. His deep ball remains his calling card. Analysts point out how comfortably he can drive passes outside the numbers or loft them downfield with accuracy and velocity. That arm strength translates directly from college to the pros, where it continues to be one of the most exciting exciting aspects of his game and keeps defenses honest. Equally encouraging is how Penix has taken care of the football. Combine that with his composure under pressure, working through collapsing pockets, extending plays, and avoiding back-breaking mistakes, he's begun to show the tools of a quarterback who can not only attack aggressively but also protect possessions. That blend of explosive upside and steady control is what's giving the Falcons hope he can grow into a long-term franchise leader. What also jumps out about Michael Penix Jr. stepping into this Falcons offense is just how chill he is about running the show. A lot of young quarterbacks come in trying to prove they can hit the highlight reel bombs every drive, but Penix? He's comfortable being patient, moving the ball methodically, and not forcing plays that aren't there. Or, in his own words, it's natural, it's part of the game. You want to see those explosive plays, want to make those explosive plays. But at the end of the day, we got to play winning football. And if winning football is checking the ball down 10 times a game, then that's what it's going to be. That doesn't mean he's playing it safe forever though. He followed that up with, I want to see how explosive this offense can be. And that's the sweet spot. He's balancing patience with the promise of fireworks, which is exactly what you want in a young quarterback leading a team on the rise. Last season, the Falcons hovered in the middle of the pack. They finished 7-10 with an offense that ranked just 14th in scoring and often looked stuck in neutral. With Michael Penix Jr. now under center, that ceiling feels much higher. His ability to stretch defenses with the deep ball while also protecting the football gives Atlanta a chance to transform from an average attack into a top 10 unit. Pair that with a defense already stacked with young talent, and suddenly the Falcons don't just look like a team trying to stay competitive in the NFC South. They look like a squad that could push for a playoff berth and maybe even make some noise once they get there.